All right, everyone, welcome to Froggy Friday. Today is Friday, September 27th, 2024. Good morning, wherever you are. Good evening, wherever you are. Happy day, happy life. Oh my goodness, we have a beautiful morning planned for everybody. We have, who do we have in the house here today? Let's see. We have Rahema, who will do our opening treatment. We have Paul, who's going to do our meditation. And we have Kareth, who will do our closing benediction. Today, we're going to talk about putting the pieces, and look at the spelling of the piece, putting the pieces together. So Reverend Gwen and I, on behalf of Reverend Gwen and I, we welcome you. I want to give you a quick update about Reverend Gwen. She is doing way better. You may or may not know that she's injured her back. So she took a small leave of absence, and we're going to revisit that in the new year. She is housebound. She is chair-bound, but she is so grateful for everybody giving her the space to heal. And she misses us. She misses you. She sends her love, and she's doing good. So we continue to hold the high watch and pray for her healing, her back to heal beautifully and mend together, her body that is vibrant and energetic and whole. And we know that all of the doctors that are supporting her are also capable and give her everything she needs to relieve her pain. Yeah, let me see it for Reverend Gwen. Come on. Hands up in the air. Yeah, she'll love that moment. So if you have any questions, you continue to reach out to me and hang out with me. I want to get to the announcements right away because I want this to be fresh in your mind as we go into our meditation and our opening treatment. Michelle, I want you to, since you're here, I didn't think you were going to be here. Do you want to talk about what you're looking for in our babies? Yeah.
Well, breathing, smiles, a couple of eyes. So we have created called Book Buddies. So we've picked spiritual books for the little ones because we finally figured out that the little ones don't have enough English to come to class on Sunday. So these are books that James, Christopher, some of our practitioners are recording in Swahili. And then we have a second recording of Swahili with English, and then they will, the reader will ask questions for you to talk to your children about. So we can begin the story of where is God? Does God see me? Who is God? How do I talk to God? Does God listen to me? So we're some beautiful spiritual books. And those, if you want access to that, you just have to let us know and we'll put you in a special book buddies. So it's in Swahili, so you don't have to worry about if your kids are not fluent in English. And
I
we
love
help
that.
English because we do it in both.
I love that. This is exciting. This is really exciting for us. And there's another program, there's another class coming up too right away in October, right, Michelle?
Yes, in the first Monday in October, it's called Opening to Your Life Purpose. And we're going to look at consciousness and how we move. It's all based on the Michael Beckwith book, but we're going to look at the spiritual tool of visioning. But mostly, we're going to look at how do I move through consciousness when I recognize that I'm in victimhood or I think things are being done to me. How do I move into that I can have help create things? And then how do I move through God shows up through me? And then how do I get to the place of God and I are one inseparable, that mystical mind? So it's pretty powerful. It's just we've just finished writing it, and it's going to be an amazing class, really deep and opening and finding our life purpose.
Thank you, Michelle. I wanted us to have this information as we head into our treatment by Rahema. I will sing the song, I Am Opening, and Paul will go into meditation because I want you to contemplate where you feel you can fit in any of what we've just shared with you about our announcements. So Rahema, oh, wait, Michelle's putting the hand up.
Camp, it's time to sign up for camp. Let us know if you want your 13 to 18-year-old to go to in-person camp in December. Right? We
Yes.
have so many openings, so get there quick.
Thank you for that. So all of you behind Christine, I expect to see you at camp. Yeah, it's going to be magnificent. And thank you, Michelle, for that gentle reminder. Okay, so take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. You have arrived in this moment for a specific session of love and joy and community. You may or may not know what you're about to receive, but I want you to open your hearts to the possibilities that whatever reason brought you here, you receive it now. So Merhema, if you would open us up with treatment, please.
Thank you. So as we are at that place of silence, join me as I know that there is only one presence, one divine presence, and that is the presence that is with us right here, right now. The presence that has been with us up to this day of the Froggy Friday. The presence that has been moving within us, moving through us, and moving as each and every one of us. And this is a presence that is shining as the connectedness and as the love and as the joy and as the beauty of each and every one of us that is in this Froggy Friday. And as I know this, I'm inviting each and every one of us to come with an open mind, an open heart, to receive, to create, and to enjoy this beauty, this love, this presence of God that is with us right here, right now. And I know that this presence is showing up in fullness, is showing up as the wisdom, as the love, as the peace that is coming through our speakers today, that is coming through as all those that are here today. And I'm knowing that we are one with this presence. We are this presence. And I am grateful. And so it is.
I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
Welcome. In this moment of stillness, in this moment of calmness, as we take a few minutes to remind ourselves and to benefit from this reminder that we are one. We all are cumulatively an expression of this one. Each and every one of us expressing this awareness, this truth in our different capacities. Let us take time to appreciate that despite the different orientations, the different cultures, the different occupations, and the different experiences that we are going through, it's all one. It's all one and it's all good because it's all God. Let's take a few minutes to ponder this truth and let it liberate us from any thinking of dualism, from any thinking that there is something happening outside of us, outside of the one. It's all one and it's all good. Don't worry about the time. I'll be in charge of that. Just appreciate this truth. Be still and know we are one. We are one expressing in different forms. I invite you to bring your awareness back into the meeting. And even as we do this, let us always remember we are one, despite the different experiences. Namaste.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Rahema, for beautiful treatment, for taking us into that sacred space. Take a breath, everyone. Take a breath, because we're about to go for a ride. You know what I love to do. We have laid the foundation with our spiritual mind treatment. We have opened our hearts with our meditation. And now we come together in one heart, one people, singing. So if you feel like singing with me, jump in. Here we go. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are a part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are a part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Take it, choir, go. We are one.
One strong as we as one spirit shining bright within us all. We are one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one.
When it's all said and done, let me see those spirit fingers. We are one. One. Oh my goodness. That was like the best thing that's happened to me. Oh my goodness. You are in such fine voice. Oh, you have brought me peace. You have brought me joy. Thank you everyone for singing. Okay, let's get started. Today, my talk title, did I list a minute? I wanted to share something. Oh, I just have to coordinate that. Okay, there we go. You guys are patient with me. Thank you. Today, my talk title is Putting the Pieces Together. I was so taken by the choir, I forgot that what I was doing. Let me ask you a couple of questions, friends. Are you at peace with everyone you meet? Everyone? Have you ever felt like your world was falling into pieces and you didn't know what to do?
Yes. Many times.
Many times.
Many times.
Are you a dreamer who imagines peace on earth?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering. Thank you. Regarding those questions, the first question, are you at peace with everyone you meet? And I said, everyone? Well, I'm glad that some of you said yes, because not too many folks are. And the question, have you ever felt like your world was falling into pieces and you didn't know what to do? Well, today I want to share some tools for your spiritual toolkit to move from pieces into peace and developing and revealing that deeper inner peace. And my third question to you was, are you a dreamer who imagines peace on earth? I heard you, I watched you, I saw you say yes. And so when we see the oneness that was treated about by Rahema and the oneness in everyone that Paul did a meditation about, we begin to see God in everyone, and we begin to see everyone with compassion. And then we can transform and see that experience into the world of love and peace. Yeah? Listen, I want you to do something with you. I know that you guys all just sang with me. And I know that you just saw the power of the reaction that I had. And I saw the smiles on the faces of many of you. To to unmute for a moment, and I want you just to go and make this sound. Om. And when you run out of breath, just start it up again. Om. Om. I always say there's no place like Om. There's no place like Om. Oftentimes our minds are very busy, but when we harness that energy of the infinite presence to create what we want to see and feel and experience in our lives, peace. I want to tell you that doing this in community, it amplifies, it builds that effect. And the word Om, and you may know this, is defined by the Hindu scripture as being the original vibration of the universe. Om. It's powerful, right? That simple sound, that vibration, that feeling is you. Yes, I love that. Experiencing the power of coming together as a CSLP Sangha. Sangha means spiritual community, with the intention of raising that vibrational frequency of peace in our own lives and our world. When we chant Om, our minds become aligned with the breath. And we can't help but smile. I saw you smiling. I could hear you smiling in the Om, which allows a person to get into that elevated state of consciousness. Yeah? Yeah? Listen, spiritual fam, we are the ones we have been waiting for. Wait no longer. Not anyone else. It's us. When we consciously choose peace, peace will manifest in our personal lives, I want to share something with you. Thank you for waiting for me while I share this with you. I'm going to share. I want you to reveal and say this with me one at a time. Can you see that? So unmute. I'm asking you to do a lot of finger action today. I know you're capable of it. I'm going to say it, and I want you to repeat it with me and claim it and own it and say it. I am the peace I see in the world.
I am the peace
in the world.
I imagine the world living peacefully as one.
I
imagine the world living peacefully as one.
The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you.
The
divine
divine
in me recognizes the divine in you.
Last one. I easily tune into the peace at the center of my soul.
I
Easily into the peace at the center of my soul.
Of my soul, at the very depths of who I am. Buckle up, because here we grow. Last Saturday, September 21st, was International Peace Day. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yes.
Did it just slip by? Or did we know that? When it feels like, and it inspired me to share with you today, when it feels like everything in our personal life or even the world around us may be falling into pieces, I can't help but ask myself, how can I find more peace? Is it even possible? In fact, I feel that when we are confused or asleep in an illusion of separation, there can be no peace in our world. And here's what I mean by separation for my babies, for the choir back there in the house. When we view the world through the lens, when we see people as others, otherness, they call it otherness or separate in pieces, sometimes it can be scary. It can be a scary place. And an example of that for my babies in the back and everyone else, we might think things like, they're not like me. They don't think like me. They don't dress like me. They don't smell like me. They don't feel like me. They don't believe like me. When we look through that lens of they and not us, friends, we're entering a world of what I call otherness or separation. And when we do this to separate or identify as something different from another, when we do this, we might feel not safe, or we might feel like we may need to maybe protect ourselves. Have you ever felt that way? Someone is so opposite from who we are that we might feel frightened. I mean, just think of any world politics, where you are, where we are, any world politics right now. And when we feel that way, what do we do? I'll speak for myself. When I have felt that way in the past and didn't have this foundation of science of mind under me, and even, I'm not going to lie, while I've had this science of mind philosophy under my belt, what I've done in the past is I may have reacted out of defensiveness or fear. Have you done that? Am I alone here? Yeah. So when we wake up, though, to that world of oneness, to that world of peace, of namaste. I heard Paul say namaste. Do you know what that means? Do you know what namaste means? The divine in me, the God in me, recognizes and honors and sees the God, the divine in you. When we know this, when we feel this, when we believe this, when we wake up to this, when we act on this, we begin to move to a place of love, curiosity, cooperation, and compassion, and our lives change for the better, experiencing a world that is filled with peace, love, and harmony right now. And friends, I'm here to tell you that when we tune into this spiritual truth, that we are each spirit made manifest, when we tune into that, we begin to realize that deeply, deeply at our core, in the center of our beingness, that we are simply one. You heard us pray about it. You heard us meditate about it. And then when we do that, we can move beyond that sense, that feeling of the other. And we can rise up to that sense and feeling of oneness. This is that place of peace, that peace that passes all understanding. And then we can look into the eyes of another and see God in every single person, each of you. Because I'm seeing the God in me and I'm recognizing the God in you. So right now, I want to explain what peace is by first talking about what is not peace. It may sound strange, but I believe sometimes that when we're in a state for a long period of time, that we begin to believe, think, and feel that that state is in fact the norm. And if you've ever been not peaceful, that becomes our status quo. So let's break down what not peace is. Not peace is, and I believe it takes experiencing not peace to have an awakening and rise up for that longing of inner peace. Life can seem, when we're in not peace, like it's happening to us. And we can feel like innocent victims of circumstance. You know what I'm saying? We become the victims of it's happening to us. I have no control. It's not, you know, and when this happens, we're living life unconsciously and we're feeling separate from everything and everyone. Now, not peace can include what I mentioned earlier. It can be being reactive to a situation where we are feeling triggered by something someone else said. Maybe at school, our school kids, when you're at school, if someone is saying something about you, or it can be an event in the world, or it can be something going on in our own lives. It can be a health challenge, a financial stressor. It can be any of those things. And when that happens, we can feel hurt, angry, overwhelmed, and out of control, and so much more. It can feel like our lives are in pieces and we don't know what to do. For me, maybe your child is in an unhealthy relationship and you don't care for that person's chosen partner. that can feel not peaceful. Not peaceful thoughts or feelings. Another example that I can give you is many years ago, I had an experience of identity theft. And that left me feeling broken, afraid. I was a single mom on the cusp of an early retirement, and it left me empty and bankrupt emotionally, physically, and financially. It was like my life was a dream. Actually, it was more like my life was a nightmare. I had to tap into that consciousness that grew my financial freedom in the first place because it was still me. But first I had to find peace. I actually hated the person that did this to me. I didn't even know them. And I hated them. And to this day, I still don't know who it was. But my grandma always said to me, Barbara, if something gets taken from you or stolen from you, they must have needed it more than you did. Can I tell you what a hard pill to swallow that was? But if I was going to find peace in my life, friends, I had to swallow that pill. We have to practice the presence of peace consciously, definitely, and deliberately. And if we can do it individually, within us, and in the family, then to a certain degree, we can take it to our offices, our businesses, our extended family, which can provide peace. And why can't we do that for the whole world if we're doing it for ourselves? I want to tell you that I have proven that during those few trying circumstances that I shared with you. Ernest Holmes said, peace, world peace, is not an illusion. We all know this saying. It's actually a song. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. So where in your life, I'm going to ask you another question. Have you experienced a challenge, an injustice, a traumatic experience that you could either use as a reason for hiding or playing small in your life, or use as your inspiration for your own life-changing aha moment and success story? Those things that have happened for me, I use to my benefit and others' benefits. I believe that things happen for a reason. So perhaps whatever happened to me and to you in your own story was to reveal your divine purpose, to make a positive difference in the world so that someone else didn't have to go through what you've gone through. I learned a lot about identity theft that I never knew that I share openly with people. And I learned a lot about my daughter's relationship, where it's her relationship and not mine. Everything that each of us can do to make the world a better place lifts up the consciousness as a whole. And that reveals peace on earth right now. Just breathe into that. Just breathe into that, knowing Dr. Ernest Holmes, for those newcomers, is our founder in this philosophy, The Science of Mind. And he said, and many of you know this, there is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. We can use it. There's something more magnificent than I am, and I am part of it, and I still get to use it. If when you think about your purpose and it feels maybe too big and you're overwhelmed and the vision for it just seems impossible, yet you feel a strong inner calling to go within and still see that perfect picturing for you. Well, impossible, we all know, is I am possible. And you begin to co-create with spirit to guide, help, and support your life and support the manifestation of your purpose, because I know, I believe all things are possible. So I talked about what is not peace. What is peace? Well, exploring and discovering what peace is, it can awaken us to the truth that it is ever present within us. If I would have us take one thing away today and you forget everything else that I've said, peace is always in us. It's how we awaken it. And that truth is ever present within us. And that way we know when we know this, we can access it whenever we need it, right? Especially when we're experiencing not peace. Peace moves us from the feeling of being separate in the world to the realization of the oneness of all that is, that God's source is at the center of our being. So I'm going to read something that Dr. Holmes wrote, and it's his definition of peace. You can feel free to keep your eyes open. You can close your eyes as I read it. But what I want you to do is make it personal for you. So take a breath. Dr. Ernest Holmes defines peace as the state of inner calm. An inner calm so complete that nothing can disturb it. And the peace which comes only from the knowledge that it is all. Fathomless peace is meant by the peace of the Spirit. This is the peace that Jesus referred to when he said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you." And this infinite is always at peace because there is nothing to disturb it. A realization of our oneness with the omnipresence brings peace, and that peace which is accompanied by a consciousness of power. Do you feel it? Do you accept it as your own? I invite you to deeply feel that inner calm. Take another breath. My talk title is Putting the Pieces Together, Peaces. Turning pieces into inner peace, the pieces into inner peace. Now here is a quick emergency plan to transform your pieces into peace. This is something that I say and I do. It's at the forefront of one of my tools in my toolkit, and I use it all the time. In Canada, and I'm not sure, I know in North America, and maybe you can tell me if it's in Kenya, if you were to ever catch on fire, there's a rule that the policemen say to you, or the firemen say to you. Do you know what that is? As I look around? Okay, so for us here, they say stop, drop, and roll. So if you catch on fire, to put yourself out, you stop, you start rolling on the ground, and you roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Well, I say, I've changed it. I say stop, drop, and pray. When we're looking for peace in our life, stop, drop, and pray. So stop is whatever you're doing. Stop whatever you're doing. Notice the judgment. Notice without judgment that you are not feeling peaceful, and turn away from that condition. Stop whatever you're doing and recognize that you are not being peaceful. Stop, drop. Drop from your head into your heart space. I've had you breathe a lot today. I've read to you and invited you to close your eyes. When we drop from our head into our heart space with breath, a calm breath, it allows us, friends, to go within. We get to go within and recalculate. Stop, drop, and pray. Pray as spirit. Pray as spirit. Pray for what you do want to have happen. Pray as peace. Pray that into knowing that good and only greater good is unfolding in your world, and know that there is a power for good that is unfolding in your life, in the world, and greater than you are. And remember, we just learned that you can use it. So you use it now. Stop, drop, and pray. When our world appears to be in pieces, and when we may be in a state of confusion, Dr. Holmes suggested that this helps us reveal this peace within. He says in this thing called you, which we have, that you can read in Swahili as well. Thank you to our translators. Dr. Holmes says, when you are longing for peace, when you become confused, stop and listen to the inner calm. Turn from the confusion to something deeper and say, I am surrounded by peace. I am immersed in peace. There is nothing but peace. Peace, deep, calm, undisturbed. That's from Ernest Holmes and this thing called You. For our newcomers that are joining in from Discovery, these are incredible affirmations. You see how succinct and purposeful those are. They get right to the heart. So I want you to know that, as Paul said in his meditation, no matter the outward appearance of your world, no matter what it looks like, he said, remember, we are one. No matter how many pieces seem to be around you that are broken apart, remember, Paul said, remember, we are one. There is a power for good in the universe greater than you are, and you use it. I invite you to use it. The universe wants you to use it. It's yours to use to discover your higher truth of inner peace. And for me, my peace is always found at the heart of God. Always found in the heart and at the heart of God. Nothing outside of me. It's mine to use. It's nothing outside of me, no person, no thing. It exists for me, as me, because of me. And this peace is within you right now, and you can access it by consciously having your own grand rising beyond any appearance of that separation, or moving into that place of I am not one. We begin to move into that place of oneness. And when we find that oneness, when we discover that oneness, when we accept that oneness, because it exists in all of us, everywhere present, that's the peace within. Stop, drop, and roll. When you notice you are not in peace, stop, drop, and pray. Notice it, move into that place of your heart, and affirm what you do want. Don't forget the truth of who you are. Peace comes from that sense of union with the whole. Confusion comes from a sense of separation. And I want to let you know that peace, I want to put this addendum in there, because we have great liberation to have boundaries. Peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no noise, where there is no trouble or hard work. It means to be in the midst of those things and still be calm in your heart. So I want to invite you to use it whenever not peace happens, to cultivate peace every day by using your spiritual practices to transform those pieces into peace, and share that peace with everyone around you. And by setting those clear and powerful intentions to consciously being the presence of peace in your own lives, we're impacting the entire world. There's no choice. The world is going to shift because we are changing our world. Take a breath. Peace is the announcement of presence within you. Peace is the announcement, the arrival that peace is living in you, and that is God in you. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. All of that. This is what Jesus was talking about. This is what Gandhi understood. This is the only thing that's going to bring peace on earth. So if we want peace on earth, family, let us pray for peace in our own hearts. Let us affirm peace in our own minds, and let us live through that peace is mandated by God, because it is. And let us, out of the stillness of our own soul, reach back into that ineffable presence, which is peace, and proclaim that it is in the midst of all. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. I treasure you. And I'm so grateful for you. Peace be with you. Thoughts, questions?
Thank
Did
you.
something come up for you?
Thank you, Reverend Barbara. I'm surprised that I was like not touched by that aspect that you brought, that this consciousness of peace, we need to practice it. It is through the practicing that then we will get there. I for some reason I was thinking, I was telling myself this is something that should come automatically. But then when you talked, I appreciated, yes, it's a question of practicing, and then you have this consciousness grows. Thank you very much. I appreciate.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate your comments. At first, I thought you said you didn't get anything out of it, so I was going to start from the very beginning. We're going to take it to church and we'll be here till midnight. Anyone else have anything to share? Christine, do any of your babes have any comments or questions? I know they're all like, don't, God, please, God, don't let her point us out anymore.
I wanted to say that.
Daniel, you're live.
Yes. Tuko wapi? That's, I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to say that is very profound, Barbara. Thank you so much.
Thank you for receiving. Thank you for receiving. Grateful.
We will
And Chris-
we will be practicing it every day.
Good.
When peace is threatened, we will be saying we are the peace, we have the peace. And we'll
Yeah.
live the peace.
We are, and we are one. Don't forget, we are one. There's nothing outside of us. Thank you for that, Daniel. And Christine, I see you unmuted. Go ahead, friends.
So like I've learned about the peace because I was that person that I'm not easy to let go. I'm a person who holds things, and so I've learned to be peace and let it go.
Thank you. Thank you. And anything, if you want to go deeper, you feel free. Christine knows how to reach me. We are connected. Thank you, Christine, for facilitating this beautiful group. Okay. Anybody else?
Be
JC.
still.
Be still.
Be still. The whole talk that you gave us was about God, because peace is an attribute. It's one of the attributes of God. And when we are not peaceful, it's because of separation. And being still or dropping and rolling, that's when we connect. Thank you very much.
Thank you for those nuggets of wisdom, Patrick. I'm so grateful.
My name is Esther.
Hi, Esther.
Thank you for the teachings. We are all grateful.
I am so appreciative of you receiving. Thank you so much. Bless you, all of you.
It's J.E. here.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you're
Peace
breaking up.
is well. Oh, I wanted to say that knowing that you have
I'm sorry, friend. I don't, you're breaking up. It's very robotic, the sound.
in the midst of challenges is just a great insight.
Here's what I know. I don't know what you're saying to me, but I know that Spirit knows, and I know that it is directed into the hearts of our community and that we are one. I'm sorry, I can't understand.
Oh, yeah, so I was saying that.
Okay. I believe you are saying something. I just don't know what it is. I'm so
Now,
sorry.
can I go as she tries to make the gadget, please?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Reverend Barb, for that presentation. What I've gotten here is that the moment I become conscious, the moment I become mindful of my state, and I realize that in fact, I'm not peaceful. That realization that I'm not peaceful, together with the method of how to remind myself of my oneness with God, God being with me constantly, and then think of the attributes of God. If it is because of certain difficulties, then I come to realize of the almightiness of God, that God is almighty, God is all-knowing, and God is me in expression. Then that dissipates all the difficulties that I had. So it is just a matter of I being mindful of my state. Am I worried? Am I scared? Am I in some kind of state where, in fact, I feel I cannot do anything? With these reminders, which comes as a result of my being mindful, then everything comes back, my natural state of peacefulness.
Woo,
Thank you.
preach, preach. Oh, Christopher, welcome. I am blessed. I am blessed too. What I want you to do, all of you, just take a big breath and go, oh. Your mind has just aligned with your breath, and you have just been elevated in your state of consciousness. I love us. Okay, there's a couple more things that we get to do. Hang with me, stay with me, because we're still going to do our closing benediction. Gareth, I got you. We've done our announcements. I want you to know that if you are in North America, you can donate by going to cslkenya.org. And if you are in Kenya, you can send your love offerings to Nancy via M-Pesa, by the M-Pesa account. So I'm going to get you all to unmute, and we're going to say some affirmations. I will say them and you will repeat after me. And if there's anybody who wants treatment while we're doing this, put your hand up, and Michelle prayerfully will set us up in a room with practitioners. Practitioners, stay in line and stay with us. And then we will have Kara sign us off. Feel my deep love, gratitude, and appreciation. I'm back in 2 weeks, same room, same place, same bat blaze. So I'm going to be right back here with you again. I expect you to bring your friends, your family, your community. Unmute, everybody, unmute. Unmute, unmute. Repeat after me. I am filled with the energy of abundance.
I am
filled
filled with the energy of abundance.
I am willing to share my financial good with my spiritual community.
I am willing
I'm
to share my
willing
financial
to
good with my
financial good
spiritual
with my
community.
spiritual community.
Kareth, sign us off, my sweet sister.
Okay. Join me as I take a deep breath in recognition of the power of good that underlies all life, and its nature being uninterrupted wholeness and perfection. So all life, everything that is first a seed in spirit, and the perfection of who we are, held in spirit's idea of all life. And so in each moment, we are sacred and worthy of all that is good. So as we practice peace in our lives, in our families, in our spiritual community, as we cultivate spiritual practice, we hear and lean into the wisdom and the guidance of spirit that is always guiding us to the highest version of God as each and every one of us. And so with deep gratitude for the realization of this truth, I release my word into law, knowing that it is done in the mind of God. I let go and let God. And so it is.
And so it is.
So it is. I see one hand up for treatment, Paul. We'll have a practitioner go in a room with him. all of you, go forth and shine the love and light you are. If we see you tomorrow at Discovery, that's where we'll see you. If we see you in Practitioner Class Sunday, that's where we'll see you. If we see you at any of the gatherings, that's where we'll see you. And I'll be right back here in 2 weeks for Froggy Friday. I love and adore and appreciate us. Thank you so much. Peace and blessings.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
So
Bye-bye.
long.
Bye.
Bye.
Night.
So long.
Anyone other than Paul wanting, oops, did I lose a bunch of practitioners? I did.
Patrick's still here and James is still here. Wilkester is here. Hello, Wilkester. I didn't see you until now. Good to see you, my friend.
Hello, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, Paul, I've got you in room 2. James, I have you in room 2.
So we're gonna go. Bye.
You can
can
go.
go,
Patrick, love you. Love you, Rahema.
See
See you
you.
tomorrow. Bye,
See you
Daniel.
tomorrow.
I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.
We are with Lucy.
Oh,
Lucy.
hello.
Hello. She's hiding here.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you for being here. Thanks for letting us know
Right.
she's with us. See you
Well,
tomorrow.
we'll see you,
See you
we'll see you
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Okay, so long.
Good night.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Thanks, Michelle.
Stop recording.
Yes.